Ron, 100%. This is a must-win football game for the Texans. It's that simple.
Must win.
It's that simple. And it's not about NFC, AFC. To be honest with you, it's not about the Indianapolis Colts. To be completely clear, this is a must-win game because if you go out there and you backslide and it's closer to what we saw the first 3 weeks than it was what we saw weeks 4 and 5, all right, then this is going to be a long-ass season. You got major problems, right? You have right now you've got a quarterback that's got some confidence. Right now you've got a play caller that's got some confidence. Right now, you got an offensive line that's got some confidence, both protecting the quarterback as well as running the football. You got some young players that are starting to kind of emerge. You got a veteran tight end that you paid $12 million to that all of a sudden is part of the game plan and impacting this team's ability to move the football. And all of that dies on the vine if you go to Seattle and lay an egg offensively. If you go to Seattle and you can't protect the quarterback, you can't get the ball out, you can't create separation, you can't run the football, the quarterback's holding the ball and running for his life. If that is the case, then you got the home games. It doesn't matter who the opponents are. It's all internal looking of what's going on with Kaylee, what's going on with CJ, what's going on with the supporting cast. How do they move forward at 2-4? This is not only a turning point game for the Texans. This is a must-win football game. And I wish, by the way, that I could sit here and say, oh, it's an NFC game, man, it don't matter. I wish that I could sit here and say, hey, man, we play in this weak-ass division, man. It don't matter. I'm telling you, none of that is a factor in me arriving at this is a must-win game. It's all about the Texans. It's not about the conference you play in. It's not about the division you play in. It's about this football team and what it looks like moving forward if you fall to 2-4. If you fall to 0-4 against teams that are playoff caliber teams or better, and you're 2-0 against two teams that are arguably two of the worst teams in football, especially when you played them, talking about Baltimore with all the injuries, you're in a bad spot. You're in a really, really, really bad spot. And so I think this is a must-win.
Must-win. Is that too far for you, Tyler? Was must-win too far for you? I mean, some people say it's week 7. It's week 7.
Yeah, my knee-jerk is yes, but it's not lost on me, the state of things, as y'all beautifully just laid out, with the AFC South in particular. It's not lost on me, but it does feel early.
It feels early?
It feels early.
It's unfortunately feels early for me, too. But I'm there. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you, I'm there, man. Now, I first is the caveat, if you will. I think if this offense is more like who we saw against Baltimore and Tennessee, if that is truly who they are and that travels, I think they win the game. I think they are a very difficult team to beat if that is the case, right? The problem is I don't see this being a kind of back and forth game. It's 27-24. There's some good, there's some bad, there's a turnover that kind of swings. I see this being either you go out there, you put up points, you move the football, you win this ball game, you give your defense a little bit of room to breathe, you give them a little bit of grace, and you win this football game, or you get smothered and we come home and we're going, what are they going to do offensively?
So if they lose this game, your thoughts of them making the playoffs become extremely concerning for you.
Yes, and beyond, because I mean, some folks would say, yeah, Ron, at 2-4, that you're concerned about making the playoffs. But I'm like that. I agree. Like I'm more worried about. I go back to looking at, man, can D'Amico find an offensive play caller? Is C.J. Stroud the guy? Dude, because I mean, you look up if they're able to smother you tonight. Now it becomes very real of like, hey man, the supporting cast is not enough.
With San Francisco and Denver coming next.
Come on, man.
Right? And you've been talking about the top defenses that they have to play down the stretch.
And I know Jacksonville just got skull drug in London, but Jacksonville can put ball over. We've seen that. It's happened all year long with the exception of
they did it to you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go
so
back.
I mean, we can poo-poo Jacksonville because they just got beat. They just got the doors blown off of them in London, but I mean, just be completely honest with you, that's not – I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah, someone texted in and said if they lose tonight, the Super Bowl aspirations are over. Yeah, okay. If the Texans win this game tonight, they will be 3-3, and you can consider this a full reset on the season. Moving forward, I expect to see the Texans beginning to play regularly at a high level on both sides of the ball, having worked out most of the kinks on offense. If they win, you get to 3-3, and then that puts you, I think, right there with the Bengals. And now you're looking at the Bengals who have Joe Flacco right now, and you got to feel like that is not. You don't know if you're going to get that consistency like he got last week. I don't know if people are just going to allow him to throw it to Jamar Chase and Higgins that many times consistently. But you'd actually jump the Bengals. You'd be 3-3 as they're 3-4, and then be behind Kansas City, Jacksonville, and the Chargers. And you would feel good about that, and that would then bring a ton of confidence to go on the road, one of the toughest places to play, against Seattle, and that would give you confidence the rest of the way. Because if you get to 2-4, and I'm looking at the playoffs and things like that, the math is hard to see. Because to me, in your mind, you got to get to 10. And by the way, there have been teams that haven't made it at 10. But you got to get to 10 wins. And that means if you lost tonight, you'd have to go 8-3 the rest of the way. And you have road games in Kansas City and Indy, and you have the Bills coming in, right? That like three of them. You got the Colts coming in again. You got the Jags coming in again, right? You got Denver coming in. You got the 49ers coming in. Like you got to go 8-3 the rest of the way if you lose tonight, and that's why the math is kind of tough to. It's hard to say. All right, you've only beaten the Ravens, who have been beat up and continuing to get their asses kicked by teams, and then you've only beaten the Titans, who continue to get their ass kicked by teams, and then to say we'll go 8-3 the rest of the way, with that being the resume there. So I think this is a turning point game. They win this game, you feel hell yeah, they can make a run to get to into the playoffs with this team. The Colts have thrown a damn wrench in this thing with this 6-1. I didn't. You always thought you could fall back on maybe, hey, 10 wins might win the South.
Right.
That's not happening anymore. The Colts are 6-1, and they are rolling with this third place schedule. And damn it, they're like.
I outlined it Friday, Ron. If you look at the Colts and their schedule, getting to 11. Getting to 11 is going to be. Their over/under's got to be 11 right now.
Yeah.
Their schedule. Now, I did have the Bears on there. They've got the Bears, and the Bears are a better football team than maybe I gave them credit for. But
it's not the Packers or the Lions,
bro. They've got like 7 of their remaining 10 games are very winnable games for them.
Especially the way they're playing.
People think they're the best. They're the best offense in football right now. It'd be tough. Look. There's some good ones up there. It's here's the deal. To me, if you go win this game, if you're Houston and you go win this game, you validate what has happened the last 2 weeks. You validate the progress that you've made, and what you do is, you look at the standings. What you do is you validate being dead in the middle of the AFC. Forget the records, right? Clearly the Texans started out slow, dug a hole that they're going to have a hard time getting out of, record-wise, to be in the conversations with the 6-1, 5-2 teams. But if you look at the football product that's out there, if the Texans, what they did the last 2 weeks, if it transitions to Seattle and against that defense, nobody's going to have a problem. Nobody's going to check up to put them in the same conversation with the 4-3 Chargers, right? As you said, the 3-4 Cincinnati Bengals, the 4-2 Pittsburgh Steelers,
the Jags,
the 5-2 Denver Broncos, who you play, the Jags. Yeah, the Jags are on here. I just skipped over them because you've already played them. The Bills are 4-2. That may be a little bit. That may be getting a little over my ski.
Look,
but you're in the conversation with some of these teams of having some of the better product in the NFL. Now, again, if you go up there and it's all for none and you backslide back to what you did against playoff caliber teams prior to playing Tennessee and Baltimore, then you deserve to slide towards the bottom of it.
Someone texted, what if they play well and lose? I mean, I think you'll feel better. You'll feel better than you did against, if the offense especially, you'll feel better than you did against like the Rams and the other teams that they jumped off to.
Look, there's a possibility. But
2-4 is just even if they play well and lose. If you're talking about, I mean, this team coming into the year, they're talking about putting a ring on the bull. Like if you roll out 2-4 and to get to 10 wins, you got to win 8 of your last 11. And you got road games at Indy, at Kansas City. You got the Bills at home. And then the next 3, you got the Niners, who are hot and playing well. You got the Broncos, who seem to have as much luck as anybody right now, as they're pulling games off. They got no business winning at 5-2. And you got the Jags, who you've already played that are in the playoff hunt. So, it's a huge game. I don't know I would go as far as this texter. This game is the difference between 10-7 and 6-11. I don't know that. I'm not going to say that is a crazy take, because I could see that, we've seen downward spirals that could kind of roll down. And if you lose a game, I don't know if it'll go to that far of a stretch, but it feels must-winish.
Well, we just don't know. Look, I actually love that text. One of my favorite texts you've ever read, to be honest with you. I agree. Now, it may not be, again, the NFC's irrelevant. That, like, I think what the texter's saying as well is, like, this game is, the product you put on the field in this game is going to determine whether we have the ability to go win 10 or we're going to struggle to get to 6. I think that's fair.
Yeah. No, this is going to tell a lot.
And here's the other thing, Ron, and interesting. I'm getting off in the weeds on the negativity of it, if you will, but the like D'Amico Ryans and C.J. Stroud in particular, we've not seen them deal with that level of adversity. You know what I mean? We have no idea how they're going to handle that level of adversity. I just think.
And then the flip of that, the confidence they would gain if they went on the road,
sky high.
Because as you said, it would go a long way to say, all right, yeah, that thing in Baltimore, that wasn't completely because Baltimore sucked ass. No, that is because, all right, no, we found something. We did find something in the second half against Tennessee.